Welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dan Shepard. I'm joined by Manica Padman.
Hi, Dan Shepard.
How you doing?
Great.
Today we have a huge star.
Biggest.
Okay? Old friend of mine, Melissa McCarthy. I don't even need to tell you what she's from, but I will anyways. You know her, of course, from Gilmore Girls, Mike and Molly, Bridesmaids, Identity Theft, Spy, Ghostbusters, Life of the Party, Can You Ever Forgive Me, The Kitchen. She has won 2 Primetime Emmys. She's been nominated for 2 Academy Awards, 2 Golden Globes. You know, she's just a bad mother effer.
She really is. She's in the zeitgeist.
She's also the most lovely person. And as you will learn, she was the leader of our group. She's alpha.
That's right.
Yeah, she's a badass. So please enjoy Miss Melissa McCarthy. We get support from Quince.
So we've been talking about Quince a lot lately, and as we head into fall, it's the perfect time to reset your wardrobe with their amazing pieces. I think it's so fun to do when the seasons turn over to just spruce up your wardrobe with a couple specials, and Quince is the place.
Totally. We're talking organic cotton, Mongolian cashmere, tailored chinos from just $60. Premium fit and quality you'd expect from a luxury brand designer. I love Quince. You know, I like it understated and subtle, and I like stuff that has high quality. And Quince checks all those boxes.
I love a lot of stuff from Quince. Honestly, they have incredible premium denim, which is very important for fall. It's pretty much all I wear in the fall is denim. And Quince has such a good selection of quality denim. Their stuff is so versatile, timeless, and built to last that you just grab every single day without thinking.
Right. And all of that for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They go direct to ethical factories, cut out the middlemen, so you get all that quality without overpaying for it.
We love that. And they do way more than clothes. They have bedding, cookware, bath essentials, travel must-haves, same deal, and great quality.
Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/Dax. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax.
We get support from Skims. Oh man, do I love Skims. I've been living in the Skims lightweight cotton collection all summer, and I have to tell you, getting dressed has become so easy. I just throw it on. It just feels right immediately, whether I'm grabbing coffee or I'm on the couch all day or I'm out, even going to dinner. The cotton is so lightweight and breathable, which in this heat is a non-negotiable. The cotton jersey t-shirt, I just need everyone to know about this one. This one hugs in all the right places. It's very soft and it still looks and fits the same after months of washing, which is very hard to do, I feel, with t-shirts. I've been wearing the black cotton jersey t-shirt with basically everything all summer long. It goes great with any patterned skirt or shorts or pants. I mean, anything truly. I believe that's probably my favorite piece from the cotton collection, but they also have great lightweight cotton thongs that are so comfortable and they're cute. That is a very, very hard mix to achieve, especially with undergarments. I feel if you can find some that are cute, but also comfortable and do the job, that is a win. And Skims has really, really figured that out with the lightweight cotton collection. Shop Skims Cotton and all of my favorite pieces at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select Armchair Expert in the drop-down menu that follows.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yes, Dak Shepard.
God, I love you.
Right back at you.
But we're both from the Midwest, and I do wonder. So I think my wife in particular, she's a very good person, the best person, more good than me.
Yeah, oh my God, by a landslide.
Yes.
And
yes,
I like you a
monumental.
lot. I like you a lot, but sometimes I think she's so good that I'm like, in the end, are we going to find out she's super shady? Because it just seems too good.
I couldn't agree more. That bitch has secrets for sure. Because, you know, I'm never shocked when it's the guy like, you know, like Bill Cosby, where I'm like, of course the guy was going around telling people they can't swear doing stand-up and shaming Lisa Bonet for doing nudity. Yes, that makes sense.
And the sweaters. I never trusted the sweaters.
They can't be trusted. But okay, so Kristen stocks the house with very responsible cleaning ingredients.
I know. I actually knew. I was like, if I say pine salt, I feel like
I know.
Kristen's gonna text me and be like, there's all these. I'm like, I use vinegar too, but today I just hit it hard. I'm like, you know what? I want everybody all day to be like, God, she really cleaned that bathroom.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I wanted a little proof.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Kristen and I have this silly thing that happened where I had cut myself like in the afternoon, and then I had used toilet paper to get rid of all the blood, and then I purposely put the toilet paper like on top of the trash can so that when she got home, she'd be like, "Oh my goodness, what happened to you?" But then someone threw something else out in there, and then I found myself rearranging the toilet paper so the blood would be on top, just so I could get attention.
That's so great. And then you just walk in limping or like holding your wrist, like, oh, this? No, it's fine.
Of course, I tried to play it off like, yeah, like I can't believe she found that. I was trying to hide it, and then I came clean. I guess that's
You told
progress.
her. See, that's why you're lovable. The weirdness plus the honesty is like a wonderful combo.
Yeah, scumbag and then apologetic about it.
I always feel like Ben is Kristen and I'm you, and we're all doing fine. But Ben's a much, much better human, a better person than I will ever be. And most people that know us as you do are like, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought it up because I think that, and I was like, I don't know if I bring that up, it'll be met with open arms. But yeah, I would say that's a really good.
That's
We're
fair.
each other. We're each other.
Why? In what way is he better than you? I'd like him to prove it.
He's super patient. And I'm always like, hot, cold, hot, cold. I mean, anything. I'm like, that's outrageous.
Sure.
Somebody's got to help these people. And he's like, well, let's figure out a way to help them. But I've got to take 7 laps around the house going, somebody has to do something. And meanwhile, by the time I'm done ranting, he's like, so I called and looks like if we do this, it can really help. So I did that. And I'm like, all I've been doing is outside swearing. And like, he just does it and like does it better. And I'm like, oh, great. He goes, great intentions. Your process is not always wonderful.
Efficient. Okay.
But okay, in our defense, so I know Ben's dad. He's the sweetest, calmest, most patient man. My mom is a tornado of productivity and excitement, so I feel like I inherited it, honestly. Are your parents as cool and calm as Ben's dad?
They're both really sweet and funny, but my mom's much more quiet and just kind of like, hey, you want to go count pennies today? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like pennies. Anything you say, she's just like, oh, well, yeah. You want to clean the bathroom? She was just here. She left yesterday. My mom and dad stay with us for the winters, and I left to go do a job. And my dad went home to fish in the Illinois, and my mom stayed an extra week to see me when I got home from a job. And she got stuck here because she won't fly.
Right.
So she's been with me the last 50 days, and we literally just put her on an RV yesterday to go back. And I'm like, it's like, 35 hours. And she's like, I'll do my puzzles.
Oh my God.
But my dad's like, my sister did the best description. She's like, our dad is like a 2-year-old Yosemite Sam. He's like 100 miles an hour. He's super funny, super sweet. But he's like up at 5 o'clock and like comes in and is like, do you want coffee? Let's go. And I'm like, what time is it? 9 o'clock. Like he lies about the time, gets you up. Because he just wants to get like, be social but it's
Get
a lot.
partying.
So the two of them together, I'm like, well, this is what you get. This is the product of that.
Yeah. We've known each other for, I don't know, 20 years, I
20
think
plus.
now.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple things I didn't know about you that I discovered in reading about you. It feels funny to read about someone you've known for 20 years. But at any rate, I guess I didn't. Did you actually grow up on a farm? Was it a real farm?
Yeah, corn and soybean. My dad wasn't a farmer. He worked in Chicago for a railroad company his whole career. But we moved out there and I grew up there my whole life. And all I asked, I was like, can we please? I always wanted to move to like a subdivision in Joliet. And my parents were like, what? Which is like Joliet's, sorry, Joliet, but it's not like, what a beautiful.
I shot there.
I'm sure you have. Did you do that
Yeah.
as you did your crazy drives?
I did. I drove to that shoot. We were staying in Bolingbrook, and we shot every day at the prison in Joliet. And the notion of you wanting to live there is funny.
Yeah, they would just laugh at me. I drove by the prison every day to high school because we took like the country roads. And every time there'd be all the prisoners out at Statesville, and my mom was like, don't look at them. I'm like, well, we're going 45 miles an hour. Like, what's going to happen? She's like, don't look at them. Don't rile them up. And I'm like, they're 100 feet away. But she's like, don't rile them. I'm like, I'm not like flashing them.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Was her fear that like they'd be so sexually engaged by sharing a glance with you that they would explode? Or were they going to run at you like Terminator 2 style and just want to murder you?
I think the second. One. I don't think she was worried that I was so alluring. I think that was not the danger zone. I think it was just like, if you lock eyes, it's going to be like a rabid animal and they're just going to be like, and like come charging the car.
In her defense, they could imprint you on their mind, and when they got out, they could be like, they could have the singular goal of tracking down that young lady they saw going to Catholic school.
Driving by in the Chevy Celebrity.
Oh, first of all, great vehicle, V6,
Great.
front wheel drive. Now, you were going to a Catholic school, so were you in the outfit?
Yeah. White shirt, plaid skirt. But then like the last 2 years, I was pretty gothic. So it was like from here to here was Catholic school. And then from here up was like Susie Sue and Robert Smith.
Business from the neck down and party from the neck up. And so, so I could see one of these felons looking at you, this young girl, and she's in this outfit, and she could represent like salvation to him. Nothing sexual. Just like, oh, that's a pure creature. And if I could find and get close to that pure creature when I get out of here, I could absorb her kindness. So I don't know. Good warning, I think.
Who knows? It's not over yet.
Now, having known you for 20 years, I can't picture you in Catholic school. Was that confining to you or restrictive, or did you dig it?
No, I didn't dig it at all. I had done it since first grade. At the time, I was really irritated, but we would have religion classes. But if you asked a question, like we had our first like world religion classes. And it's like, I grew up on an Illinois farm. I was not the most cultured person. So I was like, there's Buddhists. I thought it was so kind of exciting and just to know all these different religions. And I asked one of the nuns, I said, well, how did you know to become a nun? Like, why are you Catholic? And she's like, because God would tell me if I was wrong. And I was in fourth grade and I was like, yeah, but there's all these different religions. So
yeah, billions of other people disagree.
There's billions of other people. And it pretty much sounds like we're all doing the same thing, putting a different name on it, which did not go over well. And then I said, why wouldn't God tell everybody else that he's wrong or that she's wrong? But he didn't tell you. And she was like, you're nothing like your sister. And I got sent to the principal office. And I was like, what? I was like, it's world religion. She's like, you don't need to be asking questions. I'm like, cool.
You're here to receive information, not challenge it. That's for a Jesuit school. You were in the wrong school.
Yes, I was in the wrong school.
So when we met, what's your memory of it? Because mine is of becoming fast friends. I adored you the second I met you.
I think so too. And I remember like you and Ben would take like weird long walks.
Constitutionals, yeah.
Yes. And like we just kind of hit it off right away. Do you remember House of Floyd?
Absolutely,
Oh my
I
God.
remember House of Floyd.
A comedy group that we tried, and it was like, I kind of kept thinking of it as math. I'm like, okay, there's 12 of us. And if all 12 of us, like I was that girl, I was like the girl nobody wanted to be in charge. And I was like, I wasn't in charge except in my own brain.
No. You were. I was going to say you were the leader of our group. I'm going to make a whole observation about you. Ultimately, there'll be like an overarching thing.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because I need people to know. Like you're insanely talented, like freaking nature talented. You've always been. But that's not where it ends. You're not just insanely talented and then people knock at your door. Like you were the leader of the group. You were the most engaged. You were the most industrious. You made sure the flyers got to everyone. You had a checklist. We all had to invite 10 people. And if we did, we'd fill this theater. It was never full. Didn't stop
Never
you.
full.
New game plan next time. You were the leader and you were the most engaged and you worked the hardest to get hired. So that's also in your recipe. People should know.
It's like sometimes I look at my hands and I'm like, they are my dad's Irish hands. These things were put on the ends of my arms to pull potatoes from the ground. Like I'm supposed to be, I'm a doer. Point me at something and let me do it. It's like my Midwest basic roots of like, I'm better in motion. I'm better doing something. And so right or wrong, I just keep charging ahead. And usually it's probably kind of irritating.
But you were also this wonderful duality, which is, and I wonder if the Catholic school has anything to do with it. You were punk rock kind of by nature, and you also like to party. You like to cut loose. Like you were super responsible, but you like to go hard in all directions. So there was like a little bit of a duality. Would you agree?
I do. I don't think I have a great middle. I don't think extreme. Extreme makes it seem more interesting, but yeah, I tend to like, if I go with whatever it is, going out, doing a show, doing like painting, cleaning, anything's like it's all or nothing. And I just think, God, it must be nice to just be like, I clock in at like a 5.5, 6. I'm
Oh,
like a -2 or a 45.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I watch Kristen during this quarantine just kind of plod around the house, working at like 30% capacity, but all day. And here's what I can do. I can go like gangbusters for 1 hour. That's it. And then I'm going to sit for 15 of the remaining hours.
So when you're sitting, what's going on when you're just sitting quarantined in a house with the babies running around and Kristen just slow but steady?
Well, it's not consistent. I can tell you that. At the same time, I'm terrified it's going to end, and I'm terrified it's never going to end. Both things are happening at the
Totally.
same time.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, oh, that's awful that in one way I'm kind of enjoying this quarantine, which I know is, I don't say that in a glib way at all. But, you know, I work a lot. So it is just kind of weird. I'm Georgie's geometry teacher, and we just made sock puppets. But we spent like 4 hours doing it instead of like, okay, we got 20 minutes tonight. We've been working
Yeah.
on it. So all of that kind of nerdy stuff I'm loving. And then, you know, when I'm like, I'm going to put on masks and waiters to go get the groceries,
Yeah.
that's not as charming.
Anyways, back to us in our 20s.
Yes.
You were the leader, okay? You were also like, you were with me, you're last to leave the bar.
It's true. Me, you, and Ben usually.
Yeah. The rest would fall off, and we would really hunker down into the experience.
If it's fun, I never want it to end, which is not a great thing if you're talking about drinks at a bar. But it was like my college, because I didn't go to college. To me, it was just so fun. And I just couldn't believe, I think, again, from being from such a small town, sitting somewhere with you, who's like your crazy mind, you're crazy funny, and it could be like Jim Rat. It's like just all these people. How did I find 25 weirdos that I'm so crazy about, and I never know what's going to come out of their mouths? And to me, just, I think coming from such a small background, I never got over just being like, look at where I am. Look at what he just said. Look what she said. Oh my God, everybody's crazy. So I just always was like, this is going to go away, and I don't want it to, which just really caused us to have a lot of drinks.
Sure. That's such a great point, because when I was in high school, I would enter my class like at the beginning of the year, and I'd be like scanning the classroom, like, who's weird in here that I can sit next to? And it would be like Rich Deaver, right? And we would just have this friendship in that 5th hour class because we were both the weirdos. When I moved here and then I went to the Groundlings and I sat in everyone there, everyone was Rich Deaver. Every single person was a weirdo. Oh, this is amazing. I can land in
know.
any seat and I'll be having fun.
I loved it. I didn't know what I was doing, but it didn't really matter. I would have stayed there for, I mean, I think I was there like 13 years. I think I would have just, if I hadn't have gotten work, you know, I'm so grateful I have. I'd still be there doing shows. And people are like, how much did you make? I'm like, no, wait. No, you paid to be there. Like,
Yeah, you mean how much did it cost to be there?
yeah, how much did it cost me? And yeah, there's always going to be weird politics with any, I mean, it's what I'm still phobic of email because of the Groundlings. I worked, 2 or 3 jobs every day, and I would get home, and it was kind of when we were first, which makes me seem 100, but it was kind of when email was relatively new, so to speak. And I would get home and there'd be like 230 emails from people on Groundlings. And it's like, does anybody have a lab coat? Your mother did.
Oh, yeah.
Everything was a CC. And it's like, yeah, I left it under your mom's bed. Your mom, and it would be like 55 respond all. And then at some point, like about email 38, someone's like, my mother passed away and I don't appreciate that. And then it would turn into an actual fight. And I was like, wait, I just worked 16 hours in one day. If I went through all these emails, it would be another 4 hours of work. And it made me so like, I was just like, stop using respond, or like, what is it? Reply all. I was like,
yes,
stop it.
Oh.
And like, then now you're fighting. And it started as a like, ask your mother joke. I was like, this is about a lab coat. And to this day, people are like, how can you not use email? And I'm like, because I find it crushing. It crushes my soul. It's one way to just, I'm going to disappoint you. And when people start, like I was just doing a whole thing and everybody starts piling on and everybody has to respond all with like, great idea. I hear you. You bet. Let me know. And I get full sweats I get super clammy. Sometimes I also am like, can they see me? Do they know what I'm on?
Oh, by the way, no worse email chain to be on than, 40 people have moved across the country to get attention. I mean, that's not the group you want to be in a
No.
40-person email chain
No.
with.
And I was like, am I the only one with a job? It was like, Ben was working at CPK. I was like a nanny and working at Starbucks. And I think at one point I was working at the Y. It would piss me off because I'm like, I am barely paying for my rent, which I'm sleeping in the kitchen in a studio with my friend. I just thought, does no one else work? Or is it
Right.
is it me and like two other people work like animals and everybody else is just home all day, like tickety tick, 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 tick on the computer? I'm like, and I realized I have to stop looking at it because I'm starting to like hate people just because I just wanted to call and be like, what do you do all day? Where's your money come from? Because
Yes.
I haven't had a fresh vegetable in 6 weeks and you seem fine.
Well, thank God we weren't in it during the Instagram era, because we would have been watching people
God.
like eat at nice restaurants and stuff going, what is happening? Why aren't they broke like me?
And also just all of my 20s. Thank God that there's no proof of any of it.
No record.
I
Other
just-
than me, I'm a liability to you, really.
You're a
I'm
huge liability.
Yes. But I gotta say, so this group, so it was Berryfoot. It had a bunch of names, right? It was Berryfoot. It was House of Floyd.
Yeah.
It was. But I gotta say, the most like surreal moment I had was the year you got nominated for Bridesmaids, and Jim and Nat got nominated,
Yeah.
and Octavia was nominated.
Yeah. And Kristen and Annie, it was all like, what the hell is going on? People that usually are catering it.
You were 50% of the nominees.
It was crazy. And I remember Jim and Nat, when they won, walking down, and I just like burst out crying and I couldn't figure out like what the hell was happening. I was like, we're not the ones, like, we're doing this weird thing. I was like, wait, they're walking down the aisle and like who they were passing. I could not fully get my head around what was happening.
You're supposed to all be watching it together to then write sketches for Wednesday that will make fun of the whole thing.
Right. Just the whole process was like, oh my God.
And I just remember it was two emotions for me. One was, oh my God, this is amazing. This is a miracle. And I'm so happy for everyone. It's so beautiful that all these little people came together and they tried really hard and then they're here. So that was a real big part of it. But then the other part that was a little bit perception shattering was, all those heroes I had were just people like me. Like there was also something that got disillusioned by the process. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, all those people I had been watching for 20 years were just like everyone.
I mean, it's funny because you're like, oh, if they're like my friends, big deal, kind of. But also that there's some kind of magic, like, oh, maybe there's a magic thing that's how you get there. And yes, there's a million different ways to finally get jobs or get to do what you love. But I find, sure, people get lucky, but I don't really have those friends. I have friends like, you worked your butt off. I worked it's like everybody I know, they're like, yeah, we're doing 6 free shows. We're going to class. We're doing this. We're self-submitting for every single thing we're not getting.
Renting theaters we can't afford.
Oh, do you remember the one of the shows we did an 8 and a 10? Because I was like, not only can we fill a theater, we'll fill it twice a night. I don't know what. I thought we were like Springsteen or something, but I kept just saying the math works. I mean, I was like, the math works. If we all invite 25 people and one guy showed up and I had to go out and be like, I'm so sorry, but we just can't do a show for one person. And we rented, I think it was the Cannon. So it was like a 400 seat theater. We were just trying to get 100 people. So we had like roped it off. So one guy sitting in 400 seats and he got mad at me. And I remember I was like, please come back. We'll refund your money. You can come back with friends.
You can hang
We've
with us
got
tonight.
enough seats. And he was like, I showed up and you're not even going to bother to do the show. He got so mad at me. And I was like, it will be, I guarantee you, more awkward for you than it will even be for us. And it's going to be awful for us. We can't do a show for one person. But he was so pissed.
Maybe it was
at
an
me.
impulse impulse ticket buy for him. Who knows? He
Maybe.
was like, fuck, I need to play. Maybe he just needed to get out of the elements. Maybe it was like windy or something. He just needed
Something.
shelter.
Because nobody claimed him. Also, everybody in the group's like, we have no idea. We have no idea who that is.
I get him out of
I'm
here.
like,
I don't
somebody
know.
knows him.
Well, yeah, I think Ben sent me like a picture of that flyer. He found it recently, and he was like, "Oh my God, you remember this? This was the show where one person showed up." Okay, so I'm going to tell you about your life from the outside, okay?
Oh, no. Okay.
But you were the first person among us that got full-time employment. You were a regular on a TV show, which was The Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
And it was so thrilling. I mean, it was really, really thrilling for all of us. It was like, oh my God. So, wow, this really then happens, or it could really happen. But then for me, it transferred for years where I was like, man, this is tricky because she's got gainful employment. I'm so happy for her. And yet I know she's Bill Murray and she's not getting to be Bill Murray. It felt crazy to me. That was like, I was like, oh, it's kind of a gilded cage in that she's got employment, but she's not doing this thing she can do. And everyone needs to see this thing. And for me, it was just years of that until Bridesmaids. And when that happened and America was like, oh my God, she can do that. I'm like, yes, she's been able to do that for 25 years. Yes, that's what she does. In fact, that's what she does first and foremost. And the other thing it's impressive she can do, but no, the thing she can do is this. And so for me, I just remember thinking, oh my God, there's justice in the world. You got to show this thing you could do. But for me on the outside, I was just like, yeah, she's great. But no, she's great. When does she get to show that? And I just wonder what your ride was like over that period where it was like you knew you had this gear that you weren't really engaging.
I was just so shocked to have an actual job. That's the first time that when someone's like, what do you do? I actually said I'm an actress, which I remember there's like probably a good 6 months where it was kind of like when you first get married and then you have to say like fiance and you feel like you're suddenly saying like fake crazy word or your husband. And I remember really struggling with like, or it's like when a person is like, I'd like a croissant. I'm like, don't do that. But I just remember the first time actually being able to say like, I'm an actress, because I always thought I wasn't. I'm trying to be, but I shouldn't say that because you don't get to say that until you really are. And it was wild because I learned so much on that show, but I still did shows every single weekend at Groundlings because I think I was like, I love doing this job, but I didn't feel like it was a way to express myself or even comment on the world, because I was like, yeah, they're really good scripts, but I think I enjoy not being the butt of it. I don't know. I think I just like stranger people.
Yeah,
And so
well,
I-
swinging for the fences, like,
Yeah.
you know, there's like a thrill to going to the line and seeing
It
if you can
is.
pull it off, you know?
Yeah, and to play somebody that you're like, yeah, on the surface they're kind of awful, but I kind of love them. I don't know. I have a real weird thing with characters. I fall in love with them quite a bit.
Yeah.
And if somebody's like, oh, they're so, abrasive or blah, blah, blah. It's like I wait for somebody to be like, but I really liked her. It's somehow like a person removed that I'm like, I like her too. She's obnoxious, but she's like got such a good heart. And I really feel completely responsible for them. So playing someone more middle of the road, like on a Gilmore, I was like, there's kind of no stakes and there's no way to push that boundary of you're either going to leave hating this person and myself by proxy or because of me, or I can try to turn you. And I think that's the whole fun of it. And also, I finally stopped because Ben's like, you're gonna get in trouble. But I'm such a weird people watcher that I used to go to that. There was a Big Lots on Vine. That was
Big
like,
Lots. That's good
like,
viewing.
right on Vine by over towards in Los Feliz. And I would that was like my therapy. I would go 3 times a week and just literally push a cart around there because there was always like a woman in there in all purple and leopard. And she was like, I need batteries. And I was like, okay. And I would just follow people for like 45 minutes. And then if they leave, somebody else would be amazing in there. And I'm like, let's go. Ben's like,
Oh, you were mining characters at Big Lots.
not even intentionally. I just actually was
Right.
like, I loved them so much because I love anybody who's like, kind of like, fuck it, this is what it is. I wear purple and I'm going to throw down for batteries. I was like, it was like, I don't know. I think it's what other people feel about sports. They just want to watch it. I just want to watch those people. And I literally love them. Like I'm so smitten with them. And then when I became a little more recognizable, I couldn't do it because people would recognize me. Oh my God, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Like it broke my heart.
Yeah, I remember I had an exact moment in my life where I was at a Fuddruckers in Austin shooting Idiocracy.
Oh,
And I just slowly realized that many of the patrons were staring at me. And I just remember thinking, no, that's what I do. I stare at you. You don't stare at me.
Yeah, you can't look at me because now I can't look at you. Also, now that movie doesn't even seem like it. That's so like played under now. I remember seeing that being like, it's so
Understated.
insane. And now I'm like, it's all real. And now it's like, please, that's not the worst of it.
I remember even you and I had a sketch that Frito from Idiocracy was in, and you sold cheese at the store, and I was a bagger at the store, and we fell in love in the scene, and I felt butterflies from the scene. Like I was so happy Frito was finding someone to not be lonely. I actually would somehow take in those love butterflies.
I love that you were the bagger.
I was the bagger,
Right?
and I wanted to play a CD for you in my truck really bad because I have a CD player.
I did love that. It's like, that's the exact thing I'm talking about. That character you did, you're not making fun of him, which is a really fine line. You love him. You make the audience love him by the end.
Oh, right.
And it's so much more watchable. You realize how boring so many people are. You watch Frito I can watch Frito for 7 hours a day. I would just be like
minority, but I could too.
But I mean, somebody else that's doing all the right things is more by the book. I'm like, it makes me always be like, God, some people are really boring.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You've heard us talk about BetterHelp for a while, but I don't know that we've ever talked about how much people love this service when they use it. BetterHelp has an average live therapy session rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client session reviews. And you can check out the reviews yourself at betterhelp.com/reviews to see how much they love BetterHelp. Knowing that kind of service feedback from real people speaks for itself. I'm a huge proponent of therapy, as we've talked about before. I've learned so many things about myself that I believe truly only an outside, objective person could help me come to. BetterHelp makes it easy to get started. Answer a few questions, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, and switch therapists at any time if it's not the right fit. See the reviews, see what stands out, and see if BetterHelp is right for you. Visit betterhelp.com/Dax. That's betterhelp.com/Dax. We get support from Apple Gift Card. Back to school is here, and for many, that means some big life transitions. Whether they are heading into a new grade or setting up a dorm for the first time, you want to give them something that actually supports their growth and success. Apple Gift Card is a versatile solution because it takes the guesswork out of gifting. It's not just about a new pair of AirPods for focus. It's about giving them the invaluable chance to choose the digital tools and subscriptions that suit their unique journey. They can use it for productivity apps on the App Store, movie nights on Apple TV, or extra iCloud storage for all those new memories. With Apple Gift Card, it's so empowering to give the students their freedom to allocate their own resources. Celebrate their new academic chapter. Visit applegiftcard.apple.com to celebrate their milestones and gift one today. This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place.
Let's talk bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, but it does not have to be that way.
With SoFi high-yield checking and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit.
No account or overdraft fees, which feels rare these days. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, perfect for getting ahead of a bill or grabbing what you need right when you need it.
Plus, get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/armchair. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank NA, member FDIC. Terms apply. This episode is brought to you by ServiceNow. Look, I have my dream job. I get to talk to folks I admire like crazy and ask them virtually any question that I want to. I can't imagine a better way to spend my time. But even dream jobs have some not so dreamy parts, the stuff that gets in the way of the actual work. Now, that's where ServiceNow's AI specialists come in. They don't just tell you what you should do about your busy work. They actually do it, start to finish. Cases closed, requests handled, no extra work for you. So you and your team can focus on what matters most, which for me is, are they obsessed with male bodies on the same level as I am?
They never are.
To learn how to put AI to work for people, visit servicenow.com. So I was wondering, as I was thinking of your life in totality, I went to the Groundlings solely to be on Saturday Night Live. I feel like that was your objective too, wasn't it?
No, I was in New York for 6 years. It started with stand up, and it wasn't the room for me. I didn't like the combative quality. Also, like, how many times a night can almost the same guy go, show us your tits, take your shirt off? Every
What's
single
cracking under that top?
but I'm not kidding. Every single time I was like, are you the same guy? Is it just one guy? Or is it, I'm like, do you think what you're saying is original? Are you sitting at a table alone? Do you wonder why? Maybe because a 21-year-old woman walks up on stage and you screamed from the back from your solo table, take off your top. Oh, but I mean, I'm not kidding. Like every single club, even when I was at like the Duplex, you realize this is like a gay club, right?
If you ever win the Mark Twain prize, which you certainly will, I'm going there and I'm going to fucking scream with a megaphone. Hit me with those high beams. Let's get them out, sister.
That I would be like, wow, wonderful. No, I went there. My sister sent me because I didn't know anything about LA. I just realized that I was doing all this theater. I'm putting on a new play and, hauling folding chairs up 2 flights of stairs because the math works. I can fill it with enough people.
Sure. You know the math. You're in a volume game. Yeah.
I can show it to you later. The math does work out. It just doesn't connect to humans. We can get 600 people a night. I guarantee you. But
Easy.
But I was like, I can't figure out the business of it. So I did 6 years of so many plays, so much like acting classes and stuff. I think I was so busy doing stuff that I didn't quite know how to play the game of getting that wasn't my thing. So I moved to LA. Okay, there's so much more work here. Surely something will happen. But I had never been there. I just bought a cheap ticket and went. And my sister sent me one page. I don't know if it was ripped out of People or something. And it was there was a tiny blurb about Groundlings. And I literally was like, oh, this sounds fun. And so I went there. I think I lived in Santa Monica and I took a bus and saw Kathy Griffin, Mike McDonald, Patrick Bristow. And I couldn't figure out how it wasn't written.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's improvised, but clearly it's not. So I was like, but then somebody would do something or somebody from the audience would yell it out. And it felt like everybody was I don't know, on something, or everybody got a weird pill going in. This seems crazy, but I'm watching it happen. And I just loved it.
Really quick, you're hitting on something we have in common. Just a nice dose of cynicism, right? So it's I'm the same way. I'm like, someone forwards me a video that's really funny. Someone fall. I'm like, I don't know. Did they really fall? I'm just kind of, my first stop in my mind is a dick, kind of. And I'm wondering, is your sister older?
She's 3 years older.
Okay, so I was always getting outsmarted by my brother who was 5 years older than me, and he tricked out of the box of cereal I picked out. You name it. I was just, he ran me up and down the flagpole. He outsmarted me. And I think that's where it comes from, where I'm always like, no one's getting over anything on me now.
Or I think it's a little bit of if I'm always doing something weird and trying to convince someone, I'm assuming everyone else is as shady as I am.
Right.
So if it's
that's another good point.
making somebody in my family think I was really hurt and being like, gotcha, when they're like, it's really upsetting. It was really upsetting. Like I drove home from work because you made this whole thing up. Like, that's not funny. And I'm like, oh God, I'm really sorry. I didn't really think it through.
Okay, so you didn't really, you weren't set on SNL then.
I never auditioned. And then it's funny when I started doing it, I've done it, I think I've done it 5 or 6 times. And it was funny because now they're like, did you not do a lot of shows there? I'm like, no, I was there like for 13 years. I said, you guys just start seeing everybody because, I mean, not saying I would have gotten picked, but I'm like, in 13 years, they're like, we saw everybody there. I'm like, I did almost every show for 13 years, like an idiot. And I'm like, I don't know if that you did really.
Like Maya went right out of Sunday Company, right? When were you in the Sunday Company with her?
I was in Sunday Company when she got it, and I was like, oh my God. Like, because that's the first person I knew that was going. I mean, I knew other people before us. It can't happen in real time. Right. It can't happen to somebody I know. That's like
a peer.
Crazy. Yeah, a peer. I was just like, oh my God.
Well, so my assumption was, it must have been because you were on Gilmore Girls that they never asked you because you were already in a contract. But that wasn't the case?
No, I never got an audition. I just didn't. And I can't say that I mean, who knows what would have happened.
I can say it for you. You would have been on and you would have been like Will Ferrell. So
yeah, I remember when Kristen Wiig got in The Groundlings. And I just remember everybody's like, yeah, hopefully she'll do shows. And I was like, you guys, she's not going to do shows. And they're like, she's going to get in and not do shows. I'm like, she's going to be on SNL within 4.5 minutes. She'll never really do a show here. I can't believe she got through Sunday Company. And they were like, she's going to do shows here. And I was like, and I think it was within the beginning of her very first show that she came back and was like, guys, I got to leave for New York tomorrow. I'm like, not surprising. I just remember some people being like, I don't know. You never know who they're going to want. And I'm like, I guarantee you, I don't know a lot, but I know that lady is not sticking around here for more than 3 minutes.
Because how long were you on Gilmore Girls? A good 6, 7 years?
7 years.
In that time, you developed a hobby that I've tracked, has stayed with you, which is you bought this really cute house by what was then Mayfair Market, which is now Gelson's. Right. Yellow house, right?
Yeah.
I went to it and I was like, oh my God, our friend owns a home. This is not possible. Someone owns a home in Los Angeles. And then you made the home so fucking cute. You have such a great sense of style.
Oh.
And then you sold that house. It was like a project. And then you sold it. And then you did well. And then you bought another house and you redid that house. Like,
I know.
You love that. And you're great at it.
I love it. Well, thanks. I love it in a way that's so all encompassing. Ben is just always like, hey, we're done. You go get something, redo it and sell it. And that can all just be somewhere else. Because all I want to do is like, ooh, what if that wall comes out? Do you think I feel like my one superpower is, which Ben is like, it's not super. That I just look at walls and I look through a house and like all of it goes away and I see possibilities. He's like, yeah, but every time we open a wall, it's like, oh, the studs are made of styrofoam. Yes. And we got to take it down. Like it's a really bad.
I've never gotten the call where they're like, we just opened up the ceiling and the fucking truss looks great. We're not going to have to do a thing. That call's never come in.
The first house in Los Feliz, it was like, oh, I knocked down a weird plywood wall. And I'm like, did you know there was a beautiful molded out casement there? And they're like, okay, that's not what happens. And I'm like, turns out I pulled up the carpet and like, there are beautiful Douglas firs, like they're original. And my contractor, I came home one day and he was such a nice guy. And I remember he was like, I have a surprise for you. I hope it's okay. And he came in and he's like, I just thought your bedroom needed molding. It was the only room in the house that didn't have it. And they put in like beautiful molding as like a surprise. And literally people that had gone through it were like, you suck. But I had such a good experience the first time. And then every other house since then, it's just been a shit show. Like,
I was going to say, it's like
shit show.
You basically won on your first trip to Vegas and then you just can't stop going back.
Yeah.
Okay, now you went from several TV shows where you weren't doing the thing that we know you're capable of. Had you at that point, just before Bridesmaids, had you readjusted your expectations, or were you just as hell-bent on being like a comedic lead of movies? Or were you starting to settle into like, okay, well, I made a living at this and that's great and I should be grateful. Like, where were you at mentally when that came out?
Well, I mean, for someone who struggled as long as I did, and I didn't grow up, having that kind of stuff easy. Like we didn't grow up with a lot of money at all, and so just having a regular job where a steady job, I should say, where I didn't have to call. As hard as I worked in as many jobs, it's that thing of like, if your engine blows on your 1972 Squareback and you have rent, I never had any extra, and to have a job where I'm like, I don't have to call my parents anymore. Like
Yeah.
every 4 months, just being like, I'm so sorry. I swear to God, I need like $72. And they were always so nice about it. And, they didn't have a lot, but it was like, it's fine. It's fine. We know how hard you're working. But there was also a time where I just remember I paid like my cable bill or something. And I was like, I don't remember how much it was.
Oh, right.
I wrote a check, and I'm sure it was like $42. It wasn't like, whoa, I'm giving away thousands. But before, I don't know, I may have 38 in the bank. I don't know if I have 42. And I just like wrote the check for $42 because I had a steady job for the first time. And I was like, holy God, like, is this how this works?
Yeah.
I remember when Annie and Kristen called me to come in for it. I almost didn't go because it was such a big deal that they were doing like they were writing a movie for Judd.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's like finding out a friend glows. You were just like, is this possible? Like, I really just remember being like, I don't even know what to say. I don't know how to like say enough. I was so nervous I was going to go in and do something stupid and it would reflect poorly on them.
Because they wrote it for you, right? So like,
No. I think they'd been like seeing people a bunch, and I think they were about to like get rid of the part. And I was kind of like one of the last ones to come in. They're just like, do you want to come in? I was like, I don't want to ruin this for you. And I had always thought, if I could get a line in a Paul Feig or a Judd Apatow thing, like just one, if I could do the one thing where I'm like, coffee, sir. Now I've made it, because I always thought that camp, it was so funny, but it was all kind of grounded and like, seems so much more my style.
Yeah, they were also very ensemble-y as opposed to like the traditional, here's your comedic star, everyone else is going to support this person's moment to be funny. Yeah, it was very collaborative, which is very Groundlings-y sketch comedy.
Yeah. When I went in and I thought I tanked it, like on the way home, I was like, oh God, you idiot. I'm talking about like, I had like a sexual encounter underwater with a dolphin. And I literally was driving home just like, you dummy, you embarrassed Kristen and Annie. What the hell were you talking about? First of all, like you can't have sex with a dolphin. I'm like, oh my God. So I never thought in a million years I was going to get it.
And then you did. And then, oh my gosh, overnight, you're going to get to be the lead of movies. Like
crazy.
In the way that Sandler and all these people, that we looked up to, that happened.
Yeah. Ben and I are always like, we start a new movie, or if we, sell something, there's still a look like afterwards, we're like, what the hell just happened? Like there's always like a running game of, we expect someone to be like, oh my God, we just figured out who you gotta go. Sorry, you guys have got it. Your ID got switched with someone else's, but we're on to you now, and we've
got some phone calls to make. We got to tell some other presidents of studios that this is a big clerical error. They should have never been let in.
I kind of always think that, and I'm like, I've had such a fun ride. I'm like, when it happens, I'm going to be like, you got it. You got it. You want us to clean up our snacks, or could you just get out? Okay, we'll just get out. Can I take my chair back? No? Okay.
Is it so nice that you guys have been on the ride from day one together? Like, that's so cool that you kind of also can't really get away with anything because he's a part of your history, not just like the Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, it's like the best. That's how we met, I mean, we met being stupid and doing these crazy characters, and he was my favorite person to write with. So it's like, I know so many people are always like, oh, you know, what's it like spending all day with your husband and then coming home? I'm like, well, I kind of married someone I'm crazy about. So it's kind of awesome.
Now, did you feel the pressure of like when you came out of Bridesmaids, like, oh shit, now I got to choose? Like, it's such a shift in thinking. Like, I just want to be in this stuff. And now all of a sudden, like, oh, I got to choose responsibly.
I was funny. I was just talking about this. Bateman called me, Jason, lovely,
Yeah.
called and like wanted to talk about something. And I was like, who is this? Like, who is this really? And he's like, oh, there's a thing, you know, it's written for two guys, but I thought you and I could do it. Do you want to meet for lunch? And I'm like, this is Todd. Like, I couldn't quite process, but I was like, it sounds like Bateman. Yeah, going and listening to someone be like, here's a great idea. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know, I was used to like, you know, us doing stuff. We all talk about it, but I wasn't used to someone so established and successful being like, what do you think? It was a moment of like, because at that moment I was like, I may only get one more.
Yeah.
Because I mean, how many people, you know, you're one and done or two and done. You know, Ben and I talked about it. He seems nice. It seems like it'll be kind of silly and fun. It's not that I overthought it at all. I was just like, am I supposed to be doing like pros and cons? Is there a graph I'm supposed to be making? I was like, he seems really fun.
Are you doing your due diligence?
I didn't even know how to do that. Like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Of course not.
My main thing was like, are you against a red curly wig? Like, that was kind of my.
Because I'm going to have to get my props in order. Because the show, when do we start? Yeah, I'm going to have to go to the Salvation Army and pick out some
I did
costumes.
kind of think like, you know, I have some red wigs. They're like, we'll have someone do it. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I know.
I knew that. Yeah, and then identity theft, and you guys were so great together. It just worked. Here's what I'm curious about. I have come through this whole thing with some knowledge now at 45 that I could have used when I was 28.
God, yes.
I wanted money and I wanted to be recognized and I wanted all these things. And I was certain that if I got those things, I was going to feel a certain way, that it was going to fill a certain hole in me. And then I was lucky enough to get a lot of those things and discover, oh shit, that didn't really do the thing I was expecting. And I'm just wondering if you've had that experience as well.
I mean, I think for me, I always think of it as staying steady. And I've stayed steady with my friends. I've stayed steady with Ben. I don't live any differently than I would have if I still was at Groundlings and still, you know, being a PA or doing other jobs. I love what I do, but I think as I got it so much later, I was already like, I'm kind of fully cooked. This is what you're going to get. And I spent so many years trying to even get an agent, trying to get one commercials just hated my guts. And I was like, you know, I was told I don't come off as a neighbor. That was a comment I got once. And I'm like, I am a neighbor. I am currently and actually a neighbor. And they're like, she just doesn't seem like a neighbor. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Yeah. I seem crazy or like I live in a dungeon?
No, this person lives in a car. They're no one's neighbor. Maybe if someone parks, I guess temporarily they're neighbors, but.
I think I went through all those kind of, if I was this, maybe it would work, or if I was taller, or younger, or prettier, you know, maybe I need to be harsher. I remember for a day I was doing something and someone who was just very, very difficult just kind of got everything handed to them. And I literally tried it for a day. And other than literally getting like weird rashes and I felt awful, Ben came to set that day. And he was so grossed out. He was like, you're being a total asshole. What is the matter with you? And I'm like, well, I'm just trying to stake my claim because it works for so-and-so. And he's like, you just snapped at somebody about coffee and you did it to someone that like you really, really like. And I was like, I know I'm trying something out and it's not working. And I literally spent like the rest of the day. I did it for probably 4 hours until Ben was like, you're disgusting. And you're like, I don't know who you are. And then the rest of the day it was like crying and like telling people like, I don't know. I'm trying something. I'm very uncomfortable with it. And like, I went through all that. And then especially having Ben see it, it's like, oh, it's just awful. I was like, I'm all right with it. I'm who I am. I've gone through everybody has like such, we all have weird insecurities.
I've seen you as the leader on the set of the movie you got greenlit because Kristen was in it, and I got to see you, and you're just a beautiful, kind, patient. You couldn't be a nicer, more benevolent person in that role. Shut the fuck up. What you've done brilliantly is like Mallory still writes shit you're in, Ben directs stuff you're in. You seem to have recognized, no, the gift of this is like doing it in this group, and then it's just joy.
I have to say that like when we go to work, there's all these people that we've been doing this for so long. And like you came to do something, and it's like you do just start to, I think really early on, I thought like, you can never break into these things because it's all like these clicks and blah, blah, blah. And I realized, well, yeah, when you get like 25 people that are just absolutely wonderful and they're great at what they do and they're beautiful, lovely human beings, why would you not go back to the same well? And then, of course, each time you bring in new people, but like, it's such a nice thing to, I'm like, I love going to work, but you do have to set it up so it's not like, oh, by the way, you're going to spend 4 months with someone who's a screamer. I'm like, nope. Yeah, sometimes at work, I just think, this is my job. Like, I'm literally doing what I did at like 3 years old. Like, I'm pretending to be an old lady. Right. Somehow, I feel like I'm conning everybody. I still play make-believe, and it's like stupid bits for your friends. And that's our professional job. Like, Octavia and I just did something together, and we had these insane superhero suits on where I have a huge boot. Like, it was all like the suits had gone wrong. And we're just standing there shaking up and down, trying to see what body parts we could make bounce in front of the camera. And I was like, we are being completely professional right now. This is like our very, very professional behavior, but we're standing there trying to see like what parts of your body can you make bounce. And we're like, yeah, this is the job.
Yeah, the notion that you're like, you're delivering what the bosses wanted by doing the thing you got in trouble for in school is what a sensation. I've directed a couple of car chasey things, and to have cops watch me do a stunt in a crowded downtown area and then give me the thumbs up as I drive by. I'm like, oh my God, how did I figure out how to get in this situation? This is incredible.
It is. It's like a fever dream.
So the only person that you've really got to be with that I'm still in deep jealousy of is, of course, Bill Murray. Because he, I guess, for me, is just the number one of all number ones.
He's like a unicorn.
What was it like?
We got along really well. I was so nervous to meet him. I was like, Jesus, do I say Mr. Like, I got jacked up with like, I don't just say Bill, just walk in and say, hi, Bill. So I was like, Mr. Murray. And I was like practicing, hello, Bill Murray. And it kept getting more and more, it was getting sharper and stranger sounding. And I was revving up. I was getting sweaty. And I literally was like, hey, Murray. And I'm like, you don't call him Murray. So I'm like, what do you, but
You're
I'm
not
like,
on a sports team together.
No, I was like, what? And all of a sudden I had lost any ability to just be like, hi, nice to meet you. I was like, I was in the hair and makeup trailer, and he walked in, and I just remember I like really super got sweaty, and I just locked up and I didn't look. And then finally I looked over, and he walked down to me, and I did a very awkward, like, maybe I'll shake your hand, but it was a little at a weird height.
Yeah.
And so he turned me around a couple of times. He's like, pretty good height. Okay. And he was checking me out like a car. And then at one point he pulled up my feet and was like kind of adjusting my foot, almost like he was shoeing me. And then he pulled up a knee and like kind of bent my leg out and was like, okay, that seems to be working. And I think he is just such a wonderfully weird, incredibly talented, cool guy. But I also think like when you see people like I was doing, when they see him for the first time, people's wiring goes weird. I got the feeling instead of making me stumble through my Mr. Murray, Mr. Bill Murray, Mr. Murray, Bill Murray. I think he was like, I'm just going to totally be myself, but also be weird enough that you don't have to do anything.
Yes,
and then
yes.
It was like a 4-minute thing that by the time he was done, I was laughing so hard. We just did an introduction, but so weird and so funny. And also working with him, I have to say, he's tethered in a way that I don't think I can explain. Like, for as loose and ethereal almost as he can be, there's something so rooted to the ground
Yeah.
that you feel it. You really, really feel it, and it's amazing.
Well, he said something when he was being interviewed by Letterman. Letterman's like, you recognize that you've created an entire genre of comedy. Like, starting with you can trace all these movies currently to you. He's like, what's the secret? And Bill goes, Dave, I just try to breathe and be calm and know that it'll all happen. And I'm like, oh my God, isn't that the fucking best advice ever? It's just like, you're good. You'll be funny. You'll be great. Just trust that that'll just arrive and show up.
Yeah, I remember him saying something kind of when we were doing St. Vincent of like, we just don't want to be trying to do something, right? Meanwhile, I'm like, I was up all night working on this, but only because I was always like, I got to show up ready for Bill. But yeah, there was always a sense of it'll be whatever it is.
Right.
The biggest presence about him, I would say, is his energy in a calm way. Somehow it's infectious without ever losing energy or his intention. He's like a tree in my head. He's just so tethered in the ground. There's something to it.
Yeah. That's phenomenal.
He's also so weird, and I say that very complimentary and very lovingly. Also, I don't think that's new information. I would just find myself doing things that I'm like, what were we doing? There's literally a picture of him and I where we're screaming into each other's mouths. And just all of a sudden, I don't know what started it, but I have this whole series of pictures where our mouths are as wide as they could be. And he's got a big bandage from the movie on his head. And for some reason, somebody's like, how did that start? And I'm like, I don't know.
No,
I don't know. But we were just screaming into each other's faces. And I'm like, okay. I could stop working now. And I just had the greatest day. So,
yeah. Okay, my last question. What is your thoughts about the film business? Like the notion that, do you have gratitude of like, oh, wow, I got to do it right when you could still do it? Just the fact that comedy in general, comedy features has been so hard for any of them to really thrive.
I guess I can't get my head around it because I don't know what we would do. I don't know what I would do without comedies. And when I like meet people and stuff, they're like, keep doing what you're doing. My God, we need to laugh now more than ever. But somehow, is it just because people keep saying comedies don't work? If it's like, oh, like mom jeans are so out right now. Well, I like a mom jean because I don't think as humans, people don't want comedies. My God, if that's the case, Jesus, the pandemic's just the beginning.
Yeah.
To say that, like, I don't want to laugh. I don't want people that it's like, oh, Christ, that's me or that's someone I know. Like, you want to be able to just release that. There's something cathartic. And I think why comedies work is like you either are the person that's being the ass or you're very close to the person that's being in that. There's always something relatable.
Yeah.
And I think that collective feeling when you're in a theater and you're laughing with all these people, it does remind you like we all are this person. We're all the same thing. And I don't know. I think it's just become, I also think it's not apples to apples. I think people keep saying like, the comedies don't work like the action stuff. And I'm like, well, the comedy got 30 million to make, which yes, that seems crazy, but it's really like $14 to make a movie. And you're comparing it to a movie that cost $150 million and had 7 huge people in it and like music and special effects. And you go and the Ferrari, if they were both the same price, it seems like people want the Ferrari. I'm like, yeah, it's not the same thing.
Let's go further. So the product itself, and I think 150 is you're short. So every one of these movies is like 200 to 300 million. That's only half of the equation. So the other part is, what are they going to spend to promote it? Well, they'll spend $300 million to protect their $300 million investment, but they're not going to spend $300 million to protect their $30 million investment. So you're not even in the same realm of advertising either.
I would be heartbroken if that went away because there's so much dark stuff, and there's so much dark stuff that I think, especially how people consume entertainment now.
Yeah,
they're guzzling it.
Yeah,
and so much of it, so much of it is so dark, and I think it has a cumulative effect. I don't think everything has to be a comedy. I love a lot of weird dark stuff.
Yeah,
but I can't only watch that, and I worry that everything's cyclical. I'm sure it will come back around. But I think everybody who has a voice that's listened to has to stop saying that. Reviewers, and I'm not someone who like bashes
God.
reviewers, but it's like every single Marvel movie, God bless them, I'm available. Every single Marvel movie is like 100%.
Yeah.
Every single one. Like,
Yeah.
I love a lot of them. Like, not a 90, they're 100.
Yeah.
And then anything that's a comedy, they're like, I give it like a 30. I'm like,
Well,
really?
the thing I particularly bristle about, and Danny McBride and I had a nice bitch session about it, is the total failure to recognize how hard it is to make a comedy work versus
Yeah.
I can push in a camera and I can play Peter Gabriel, and guess what? You're going to feel an emotion. There's no cheating in comedy. And for
No.
them to not even acknowledge that is frustrating. Like, you could go, oh, it wasn't my brand of comedy, but I could see that it's well made and I could see everyone was laughing around me. Like, the unwillingness to even recognize the architecture of it and respect it is what I find
Yes.
offensive. Now, you don't have to like something, but as a reviewer, you should be knowledgeable enough to recognize the mechanics of it.
Yes, it is. Sometimes I'm just like, you can't be a food critic if you're like, I only like peanut butter and white bread. Everything else is terrible. Well, then
right.
you, my friend, should get a different job. Like, if you're saying I can look at everything with an open opinion and it doesn't have to be my thing, but this was very good or this was done well or I think people will like it.
But I also think a little bit of it is like Instagram. Like, you scroll through Instagram, you see the guy light a firework in his ass, and you kind of chuckle, right? You get a little chuckle. You can scratch your comedy itch, but you can't really scratch your drama itch. You're not going to really see something in a 30-second video that fulfills you and that desire for drama. So
Yeah.
part of it is like, I feel like we're competing with this immediate thing. But the thing that scares me is the thing you just mentioned, which is, that aside, the shared experience of being at Wedding Crashers opening night was so profound compared to if I just
Yeah.
watched it on my phone. And that's a hard thing to convince younger people of that maybe don't have those fun memories of going to see the Bill Murray movie when it came out, and that shared, like, oh, we
That
all
roar, with that audience would just roll and that laughter would happen. You leave with a bit more of like humanity, not just a laugh, but you're like, I got in a room with a bunch of strangers, which God knows when that'll happen again. And we had this like shared experience. You feel it. It defies
Yes.
someone to be like, didn't affect me at all.
And it transcends. You could be sitting next to a guy from Texas with a cowboy hat on, and you could be sitting next to a rabbi to your left. When Owen Wilson says we only use 10% of our heart, to see all of us laugh, you're like, oh, there's some unifying beauty to this thing.
Yeah, it does. It brings people together that would never normally, you're right, be in the same room, have the same opinion on something.
Yeah.
There's a power to it. Yeah, I just feel like it's verbally it's fallen out of fashion, but when people, like the comments I get more people just being like, please keep making the movies you make because we need it. I need to go home at the end of the day and laugh. And that's not, oh, everything you're doing is great. I just mean like, that's the comment I get all the time. It's like, just keep it up because we need something.
Yeah.
But then I don't feel like that sentiment gets through maybe to the people kind of choosing and commenting on.
The brass.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, America, I was on the outside and I saw the beginning. I'm not Ben, but I'm the next best thing you're going to hear from is that this gal, I was around for most of the ride, and I saw her at the Pinnacle on the bus, and she was this kind. I'd even say you were kinder than you were when we were at the Groundlings.
I wasn't
which is
giving
a
you math
miracle.
equations.
You weren't telling me about the volume versus ticket price. I'm just so happy that it all went the way it went, that America got to see the thing I had been seeing for free for years. It's just one of my happiest examples that I've been around, and the fact that you stayed so beautiful and nice and kind and generous, and you stayed in your pod. You're real as fuck. That's my conclusion. You're real. You're real, real.
Dixie.
McCarthy.
Well, you're as sweet a peach as you ever were.
I hope a little better. It's gotten
You're
a little
even better. I'll say it that way. You're even better than you always were, which is saying something.
All right, well, I adore you, and I look forward to
Likewise.
this thing being over and us to go for a swim in your pool.
Done.
All right.
Done
I
and
love
done.
you.
Okay, bye. Love you. Bye, guys.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Living your best life means being extra where it counts and skipping the extra where you don't need it. Like in your cleaning products. That's where Seventh Generation comes in. Their bio-based cleaning power delivers a powerful clean with nothing extra in the bottle. Need a dish soap that cuts through the tough grease? A detergent that tackles the worst stains and odors? Seventh Generation handles it all without any dyes or artificial fragrances. Real clean doesn't have to come with a long list of add-ons. Upgrade to a powerful clean without anything extra. Look for Seventh Generation dish soap and laundry detergent wherever you shop for your cleaning products.
And now my favorite part of the show, the fact check with my soulmate, Monica Padman.
Fact check.
I wish I could sign your yearbook.
What would you have written?
Pages.
I wrote pages in people's yearbooks. We would mark pages for people.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep. Mine says saved for Aaron.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what really broke my heart is the 7th grade page that was saved was a full page and it was so beautiful. And then 8th grade, at the end of 8th grade, we were starting to break up, Aaron and I. And it was not as, yeah, it's kind of a heartbreaking archaeological record of it.
That's sad. You probably don't go back and look at it very often, so it's okay.
Are you being funny?
Yes.
The big joke about Aaron and I, especially when we drank, 6 nights a week that yearbook was out.
You read those
Oh,
things?
we would get drunk
God, it's
and
so
just
self-indulgent.
get those yearbooks out and just read all the things from all the different people and look at kids from our class. We are obsessed with junior high. We just love to relive it, that yearbook.
Wow.
Yeah.
Callie and I would do rough drafts.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I want to read it.
I think I have some of them here. I've been slowly trying to bring them over from my parents' house, but they're so heavy. Those high school ones are like,
Oh, fuck high school. Yeah, those are too big. I never even got one. I don't own a single high school one.
I like those.
Yeah.
but-
that's where you were most popular.
I was.
If you were most popular in junior high, you'd probably have your junior high
I have
one.
those too. I love those.
Oh, those are good. Those are thin.
They're much thinner.
Yeah, like 1/5 the size. Now, for the listener, I know that I like to have a mental image in my head when I'm listening to people talk.
Uh-huh.
And you're wearing this wonderful palette of soft gray today,
I am.
top and bottom.
I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt.
Sure, not miniature mouse, but Mickey
I
Mouse.
couldn't find a Minnie Mouse shirt that's of my liking.
Mm-hmm. In the
know?
right palette.
Yeah, in a good palette.
Yeah, you got to get that nice palette.
This one's a nice light gray, as you said, and the pants match.
Yeah, it's incredible. It is incredible. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I'm inclined to get out my yearbook.
Oh,
What is the worst school picture you've ever had?
probably my 8th grade year one.
It was bad.
I had a shaved head
Oh.
and acne, and my nose was starting to get big. It was just not. It really went downhill from 7th grade to 8th grade. I went from like a 9 to a 6.
No.
I know I wasn't a 9, an 8 to a 6.
Oh my goodness.
What's your worst year? That picture of you as a baby in the white dress, you look pretty ugly.
I was like 3 in that picture.
You're so cute. That's why I can make that joke.
There's one year that I had a mushroom cut that my mom made. Oh my God. My mom is cutting hair now in the quarantine.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she cut my dad's hair and she was bragging about it.
Oh.
And then she cut her sister's hair and she is bragging about it so much. She's just watching YouTube videos to learn and she's like layering, quote, layering, unquote.
Normal and I have something more to bond about because we're both
right.
beauticians.
You both love to cut hair.
We both love to cut hair. By the way, did you get any feedback from the Today Show?
It aired today.
It aired today.
Yes, I did a very small thing on the Today Show. It aired this morning.
So proud of you. I said, how excited are your parents that you're going to be on the Today Show? And you said, well, I didn't tell them. And I said, what is wrong with you? So I text your mother.
Yep.
Your baby daughter's going to be on the Today Show. And she's a jerk. And your mom was appreciative.
Yeah, and then she like got mad at me.
Good.
No, not good. Look,
Tell me.
you make me sound like a brat a lot on here, and now I'm self-conscious about
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry.
And-
I don't think that's a brattiness. I think that's insecurity.
Yeah, it is. So it
Yeah.
shouldn't be pinned as this thing I did to them. Like, I didn't do anything to them. It was a 3-minute thing on the Today Show.
On the Today Show. You were on television on the Today Show being asked your opinion on stuff. That's so wonderful.
It is. I'm grateful for it. It's very nice, but I didn't think I did a great job, and I didn't really want,
Anyone to see it.
yeah.
I relate. I never invited anyone I knew when I did stand up. People would come and I'd be mad.
Right. So,
I relate.
okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm on both sides. I'm on your mom's side and your side.
I wasn't nervous. And then as soon as we started, I got kind of nervous. And then I felt surprised that I was all of a sudden
Sure, that can
nervous.
take you by surprise
Yeah.
sometimes.
And then I think that made me a little more in my head or something. So then I was like, oh no, this isn't going well because I must be visibly nervous.
Were you like shook by the technical limitations of the experience?
No,
It wasn't that like a delay thing where you're like, oh, fuck, I can't just talk.
no, it wasn't that. I think it was, this is going to be more of a skill than I was expecting because it was short.
Yeah.
It was very short, and I knew it was going to even get cut down even more.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was a pro, Craig. Craig was my interviewer. Craig was really charming and cool, but like he was moving really quick because he knew.
You move quick.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, there's no time to, like, be cute and chatty. Like, I kind of have to get to the point, but I still want to be cute.
Yes.
So that
and you don't
was
want to feel like you're
hard.
motoring through it.
Exactly. And I'm just telling, because I was giving my opinion of podcasts that I'm listening to.
Mm-hmm.
And there were different categories. But so I felt like, I don't want to just like be listing them and then saying one thing about why I liked it. Like I wanted to give a little
banter.
flair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that feels a little improv-y.
Exactly. And so I got a little in my head that wasn't happening. And anywho. But a few people texted me this morning. They had caught it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Do you remember last summer I hosted the Today Show with Jenna Bush?
Uh-huh.
So I had been there in that studio as the person getting asked the question several times. What a fucking experience it is to be on the other side.
Oh, I bet.
Because I only had to worry about my segment, but you have that experience 12 times over the course of an hour where it's so accelerated.
Yeah.
Like I felt like real time, it took 11 minutes to record that hour.
Yeah. So that was this morning. But what was I going to say before that?
Oh, your mom was giving haircuts.
Oh, yeah. 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 And you love to give haircuts.
Yeah, I gave Eric a haircut.
Yes.
Really nice one, I'd say.
Yeah, you give nice haircuts.
His was very hard to cut because it was so curly. I've never cut hair that curly.
Oh.
And it's hard to pull it up to see the length because all the top pieces just curl over your fingers. It's really hard to get a sense
On
of.
a man, yeah. I bet on a woman that's less of a problem because the hair's longer.
Still, as you're moving your hands down to pull it out, you want to see if there's any, you want it to be straightish. But it's just all folded over. You don't know if this piece is this long.
You'd
and
have a
folded
hard time with mine then.
No, I could pull
Mine
yours
is
out really
very
easy.
wavy.
I know wavy's fine. It's when it actually curls over like a 360 your fingertip.
I see.
And then you got to basically pull each hair up. It's impossible.
Oh, I bet my mom thinks she'd be able to handle it. She's very arrogant about her haircutting skills.
Now that I think about it, I guess the move would have been to pull all the way up and then cut from the bottom, which I've never done. But that actually is how I probably, anyways, now I'm realizing how, okay.
Okay,
Well,
you should
next
maybe
time.
watch some YouTube videos like my mom.
I don't, I'm a skilled beautician. I don't need to watch
Okay.
Melissa.
So, this part is confusing because she wasn't recording at the very, very, very top because we were just bantering. But then she mentions Pine Sol.
Okay.
And I just wanted people to know we were talking about her cleaning her bathroom with Pine Sol before we started recording.
Okay, that's
So when
good.
she brings up the bathroom cleaning in Pine Sol, it was in reference to something we had spoken about
A callback.
earlier. It was a callback. Okay, and then she said when her dad would wake up at 5 and then tell everyone it was 9.
Oh,
Which I thought that was really funny. And then it just made me wonder, like, if you had your druthers, what time would you wake up?
Yeah, left to my own, I would go to sleep at 1 a.m. and wake up at 9. That would be the
Okay.
perfect schedule for me.
Wow.
That's where, like, at 1, I actually want to fall asleep. And at 9, I want to get up. Like, I'm ready to get up at that.
Okay.
Yeah, like any other hours, I'm forcing myself to go to sleep and I'm forcing myself to wake up.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Oh, we should say, I'm not going to have to do that as much because Bless This Mess got canceled today.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I feel
sad.
sad for everyone that's worked so hard on it over the last couple years.
I know.
Lake and Liz and the cast.
And it's a great show.
It's a great show. It's really funny. I love watching it with the girls. But I talked to everyone. Everyone seemed pretty good about it.
Good spirit.
Yeah, no one seems suicidal or anything. That's good.
I'm sad because it was fun to go there and do fact checks and
Yeah.
stuff. That was kind of fun.
It was fun. I'd always grab you a cookie from the lunch
Yeah,
bring you
I
in a
miss those
cookie
cookies.
or two.
Well, I'm sorry.
Lennon, not going to be able to bump into Lennon
Oh.
all the time. Your Georgia buddy.
But maybe you'll do another project with her.
Okay, I'll
You
do
never know.
it.
She said email was kind of relatively new when she was at the Groundlings.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you a timeline about email, okay?
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Okay. 1971.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Okay.
Ray Tomlinson, a computer engineer working for Bolt, Beranek, and Newman in Cambridge, Massachusetts, developed a system for sending messages between computers that use the @ symbol to identify addresses. He now can't remember the first message he sent or the exact date he sent it. Tomlin's system gained popularity by linking up users on ARPANET, the U.S. Department of Defense system that became the basis for the internet. Okay, so that's 1971.
Whew. Wasn't even born yet.
No. 1972, Larry Roberts, also at work on ARPANET, writes the first email management program that develops the ability to list, select, forward, and respond to messages.
Ooh.
Okay, 1976, Queen Elizabeth II sends an email message on ARPANET, becoming the first head of state to do so. 1988, Steve Dorner invents Eudora, an application that gives a popular face to email by providing a graphical user interface for email management. 1989, the first release of Lotus Notes email software. 35,000 copies are sold in the first year. 96,
Okay.
Microsoft releases Internet Mail and News 1.0, a feature of its third release of Internet Explorer. This is later renamed Outlook. We love Bill Gates, so I love that one.
I'm so glad you watched that documentary and you love him now like I have for
love
the
him.
last, because I've been on my own for like the last 7 months having seen it
Mm.
and wanting you to be as interested in him as I am.
Yeah.
And you're finally here.
I love it. And I love following, oh my God, he's the best follow on Instagram because he always does these cute stories about the books he's reading.
Oh, he reads 7 books
Oh
a
my
week.
God.
He has an assistant whose full-time job is to stack his book bag.
I know, it's
and
so
it's
cute.
so heavy and everything he's reading is hardback.
I'm kind of nervous about his back.
Yeah, I'm
It's
excited
too
about how
much.
strong he must be. He's carrying around 30 pounds of books everywhere he goes.
Yeah, that's too much.
And how about how many fucking Diet Cokes he drinks? When they show him at
He
his
was
desk
drinking a
at his
lot of
lake
Diet
house, it's just like 7 empties on the counter. Eric and I have been saying, if the smartest man in the world drinks that many Diet Cokes, what do we have to worry
You
about?
know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
97. About 10 million users worldwide have free web mail accounts. Were you in Groundlings in 97?
Yeah. Yeah, I moved to Santa Barbara in 95, to LA in 96, and definitely within the first year I was there, I had started the ground.
Okay, so all right.
Yeah.
98, Microsoft buys Hotmail for $400 million. 2001, email celebrates its 30th anniversary with virtually every business in the developed world signed on.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that
Congratulations,
cool?
email.
I know. I just wish I could be a person that like invents email.
Do you?
Yeah.
I totally disagree. Like if you're just picking skill set, like you're going to be out and about and in public and at parties and have friends. And to be the person who invented email versus the person who's like a fun, provocative conversationalist, I'm never picking that accomplishment. Like
Who
this
says-
is Dax. He invented email. And then I just shut the fuck up for the next 3 hours and I got to ride on that. I'd pick your skill set.
Well, thank you. But I'm saying I could be me and also invent email.
Well, now your eyes are bigger than your stomach. You can't be everything. You want to be a comedian and invent email?
Yeah, and be Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm going to do all those things.
all right.
Okay. You said that you two had a sketch that Frito was in.
From
But you
Idiocracy.
didn't, I don't know that you made it clear that Frito is from Idiocracy. He's the character you played in Idiocracy. But what people don't know is in lots of these movies, they take existing characters. So that was a character you had in The Groundlings that then you brought to that
Truth
movie.
be told, one that I had in high school there in Weekly that I
Okay.
then took to the Groundlings that then I honed and then, took to.
Right. But I mean, like, lots of characters that you see on SNL are characters that people have created in the Groundlings or UCB
Yeah.
in sketch shows, and then they move those characters over to these platforms.
Yeah.
I don't think many
Can I tell you
people know
something
that.
really even deeper dive on that, which is interesting? This is one of the reasons when I was in the Groundlings that I liked it is, so if you do it on Saturday Night Live, there's some number. I think if you do a character twice or 3 times, then Lorne owns the character. And so if you want to go make a movie, Night at the Roxbury, he owns those characters.
Right. Even
Now-
though you invented it.
Even
many
though
years
you
prior.
invented it. And so I know that Mike Myers had saved a couple characters. Like he did them once to workshop them on the show, but didn't do them the second time so that he would own them.
Right.
But anyways, this exists in the comedy theater world as well. So Second City, they pay you
Yeah.
to perform there.
Mm-hmm.
But what they get for that is they own your shit too.
Mm.
And Groundlings, they don't pay you, but you own everything you create.
Right. Same
And-
with UCB. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always was like, oh, I'd rather own my shit and not make money up front.
And they probably don't pay very much for per show.
No, I mean, I think you can live. You can live as a performer.
Really?
Yes, that can be your full-time job.
Anywho, so that's just some background.
Fun background.
So she said she's done SNL 5 or 6 times. She's hosted 5 times.
And been nominated
5 times.
5 times.
She's
and
been
won
nominated
once, yeah.
every time. But I don't know. Is that counting like when she comes on as Spicer?
I don't think so. So I think she's
Yeah.
done like probably another 5 or 6
Right.
guest appearances.
I tried to, if you type in how many times is Melissa McCarthy on SNL, it just comes up with her hosting.
Sure. You'd have to go to her IMDb page and then go to the SNL thing and see how many
Count.
times.
Okay, I can do that
Yeah.
real quick. Real time.
Oh, wow.
Also, it should be noted while I'm looking this up. People should know. We've been trying to get Melissa on since day 2 of this podcast,
Yeah.
and she's the busiest person I've come across.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been impossible until
But
this
you never quit fighting. I want to applaud you publicly for keeping up the good fight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would have given up long before.
Okay. Saturday Night Live. So she was Sean Spicer 3 times.
Okay.
Now,
But maybe she played Sean Spicer when she hosted.
maybe. No.
No.
Nope.
No.
No, because it says here Sean Spicer, Jimmy Fallon / Harry Styles, Sean Spicer, Alec Baldwin / Ed Sheeran,
Oh, right, those
Sean
are the-
Spicer,
oh, okay.
Kristen Stewart / Alessia Cara.
So minimally 8 times she's been on the show.
Right,
Through her hosting duties and her Sean Spicer.
exactly. I wonder if Lorne, I'm sure he looks back on some people, especially like her, and is just like, I fucked up.
Lauren Michaels was a producer on Baby Mama, right? And we were doing reshoots, and I'm sitting there talking to Lauren, and we got along really well. And at one point, he goes, "I'm sad that we never got you to serve your time on the show."
That's
Good
so
job.
impressive.
That was such a silver lining to hear, considering I had only
You
been trying to
wanted
get
it
on
to-
that show for 8 years of my whole life.
Yeah.
So to have been wanting that for 8 years, never getting it, and to have the Godfathers say, "We wish you had served your time on Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live," felt really awesome.
Yeah.
It's the closest I could get to not feeling like I failed at that goal.
Yeah. That's so interesting because by then you were done caring, right? Or did you still?
It was still a thing I had literally dedicated, like I was
No.
going to become a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the most significant chunk of my life of ever pursuing something
Yeah.
and not getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always kind of smarted.
So that's it. Yeah, that's kind of funny because I feel like those things tend to come to fruition once you stop caring.
At that point, I wouldn't have preferred to be on SNL because I was making
Right.
like good money and I was traveling for movies and I was having these fun experiences. I was doing Baby Mama.
Yeah.
So I'm like working with Tina and Amy.
Yeah,
I'm living the dream. I'm in a 2-hour-long sketch with those two.
exactly.
So in that way, I didn't want to, at that point, join the cast and make
Right.
a tenth of the amount of money and be there for 7 years.
Yeah.
But it is this a residual scab or injury or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
And it just felt very nice to have the person who I was dying to notice me
course.
say that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helped.
I'm glad you got that.
It helped.
Yeah.
And even if he didn't mean it, I thank him for saying it because
Yeah.
it helped.
I'm sure he meant it. Why would he say it if he didn't mean it?
But back to what you're asking, I doubt he thinks that because there's so many that get away. Like it's the volume of people over the last 40 years of him producing that show.
Yeah.
The people that have just become huge. Like Jim Carrey. Is he mad he didn't get Jim Carrey? There's been so many that have found their way. Well, not so many.
Not so many.
Actually.
That's the thing. Like, I bet he does because his identity is based around being
His
able
legacy.
to find the funniest people on earth.
He did. For 40 years, he has found the funniest people on earth, for the most part.
And so if a few, like Melissa,
Is huge.
it's not just that she's so funny. She's so meant to be on SNL. She's so charactery.
Sketch comedy. She
Exactly.
would have been Will Ferrell.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I agree with you.
And so to miss on someone like that, I think probably hurts him.
We should ask him.
Well, let's have him. I would love to have him on. Anywho. Well, that's all.
That's all?
for Melissa.
Well, I love her. You know what we should say? Because Kristen brings it up every time, and I think it's worth repeating because it just happened in a vacuum. Is a few years back, I went and did an improv show at the Groundlings. I was terrible. That's a side note. But I was in a two-hand scene with Melissa, and the suggestion was, where are these people? And they said, on a first date, a blind date. And we go, great. And then the lights come up, and Melissa goes immediately. Her first line was, couple things you need to know about me. I'm 6 months pregnant, and I am between jobs. Who would be on a first date 6 months
Great.
pregnant?
That's great.
And I am between jobs. All right. Well, I love you.
Love you.
Great gray on gray.